We'll come back to it.
Nickelodeon donated $100. Is it icky to make 18-year bimbo stepdaughter corn vids? Are Molly and Demi the victims or the predators?
Bimbos.
Neither. We are the creators of art.
It is funny though, like everyone will be clutching their pearls if like an 18-year-old or 19-year-old woman is dating a guy who's 30, but they have no problem with her shooting porn with that man and distributing it willy-nilly.
Well, that's also an act.
Yeah, sex is like a
Forza
one-off in a
donated
whole relationship.
$100. How can you
Okay,
date someone when the internet is your
with the age
daddy?
gap.
So your argument is that it's worse for a woman to be in a loving, monogamous, caring relationship
Well, I
if
didn't
she's
say
18
loving,
and
monogamous,
he's 30.
caring. I said
Let's
I
assume.
think-
Let's assume.
Okay, if you have sex with somebody on set, right, for a corn shoot, let's
Yeah,
say.
and-
So I'm there. We're both there doing our job,
Okay.
and that's that.
Is
But
that
in a
better
relationship,
than?
I think. Well,
you think that's better?
I'm not even talking about necessarily like age, like just age gaps, but when you talk about like relationships that are like pairings that are icky and weird, I think it's like ickier to be in a whole relationship where like it's just the door is open for control and manipulation and to have your hand in her personal life.
It could be a whole
Whereas you
industry
just-
doing
you
that to
have-
an 18-year-old, though, right? Instead of just one
But
man.
that's not what we're talking about, is it?
What do you mean?
We're talking about age gap relationships,
he's
and is
saying
it
that an
creepy to have
18-year-old
sex, or is it creepy to be in a relationship?
Well, he said to do corn, right? So an 18-year-old that makes that career choice, if it's equally odd or if it's peculiar that she's going to be dating an older guy because of the chance that he's going to manipulate her,
I think there's a lot of industries that manipulate and take advantage of young women. I don't think corn is the only one. So I wouldn't like
So how would a
compare.
man
I wouldn't
that dates her
compare
manipulate
like
her?
saying that like, oh, like the porn industry is just like an abusive boyfriend to these women. Like that's not an accurate representation at all.
Could I jump in really quick? Couldn't we make an argument that while you're making the content, it's almost promoting like the worst aspect of that potential relationship? Meaning, where Brian was saying, is it worse if you're actually in the relationship, assuming it's good and monogamous and all of the good things, versus the content? Couldn't we say that the content is really just taking like the worst part of what that relationship could potentially be and amplifying it for someone's pleasure?
Sex? I think that's what porn is. That's what fetishes are.
Yeah,
it's taking your deep, dark shame and kind of putting it out there and turning it into art, something good. And I think porn is acting. It's a form of acting, and something that I learned in acting class was that Shakespeare Shakespeare did plays, and he would write these crazy scripts with murders and all this stuff that people would not normally do in their daily lives, so that people could watch it, feel the emotions that they're feeling while they're watching this, so they get that experience, but they don't actually have to do that thing. And I think that's what porn provides, especially fetish porn provides for a lot of people.
And understanding that it's fantasy, it's not.
I love that.
Fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy.
That made so much sense, Molly.
Thank you. I think it makes sense if you want to understand.
As creators, though, I guess I would say, so I understand that there are certain kinks and like it is what it is, but where are the boundaries in your perspective? Meaning, if it is to create art,
I see what you're meaning. There's example.
Quick answers, guys. I do have to move things on.
I forgot. It's okay.
I don't like porn.
Porn is nothing but degrading a human being for some kind of gratification. From Forza. Sorry, Forza, that the TTS robot voice did not trigger. And if there's any censorship, it's not going to read it. So
I agree.
I did it for you.
Porn
Maybe I
is
should.
just not. I don't like it.
You used to do it though.
Exactly.
You used to do
it. I know it's not something that we should be wanting to do.
I think what bothers me about you saying that, like you clearly were successful and made money like pretty fast doing your OnlyFans and doing your porn and whatever, and now here you are kind of pulling up the ladder for the people behind you and saying like, yeah, I did this and it created a platform for you that now you can just sit and read the Bible, whereas if you hadn't done porn and you hadn't done adult content prior to that, you could not make a living doing that. Nobody would sit and watch that. And you're saying that porn is like this bad, evil, yucky thing, nobody should do it. You're kind of pulling up the ladder because it built your platform, and it did build your success.
It did, and it put me through college and all that, and I'm so happy, grateful for the fact that I was able to do everything that I'm doing now. But I also know that I have never been more depressed and like just messed up than when I was in that world.
But I think that's literally your personal thing, because personally, like I don't drink, I don't do hard drugs. That's not me. That's not what I like to do. So if that's something that you chose to do because porn was making you so sad, you probably just did not like porn, and you shouldn't have been doing that.
Like this girl, like so many porn stars that are like dying every day because it's not a good industry to be in.
People die in every industry. People die from drugs.
People die in other ways.
Life for yourself. It's not a good industry to be in. Like, if you don't do it. Why would you try to convince yourself
porn
that
bad.
it's okay,
porn
but
bad.
it's not?
Yep, we get it. Porn bad. Okay. Forza did say, how can you date someone when the internet is your daddy?